haven't uploaded in nearly a month, probably. Could be a little bit over a month. Just reasons I've been lazy recording videos. And yeah, the weather hasn't been the best either. I hope you can hear me. It's kind of windy, but yeah, the weather was kind of shitty the past few days. I recorded a video last week, I think, last Friday, Saturday, but after recording it, I wasn't happy with it, so I obviously didn't upload it or edit it to begin with. Yeah, so I kind of want to start uploading again, or try to keep to one video a week if I can. Yeah, it's just a little reason why I haven't uploaded in a while, and I might have to move my mic, just because you get good audio sometimes, but you kind of want to move around, see if I can get better audio. But yeah, anyway, this video is about buying a used motorbike, because buying a brand new bike is not the cheapest. Really, really expensive, obviously, as anyone would know. But yeah, this bike cost me $4 grand. Well, it's only really $2 because I traded in my bike. But yeah, I'll tell you my experience about buying a second-hand bike. Right, so I was looking for a while for a 600 RR because I like to look at them. And yeah, I think they're a really nice bike. And I wanted something aggressive, like a sports bike. Yeah, so I went for the 600 RR, which is actually the slowest out of all the 600 sports bikes. So yeah, I was looking for a while. I had my CB for a year, and then I decided I wanted to sell it and get a faster bike. So yeah, I was looking for, I don't know, a few months at least. I think I started looking last year, 2017, near the end of 2017. Started saving up and started looking. And then start of January 2018, so this year, I seen a few bikes, and then February came and there wasn't that many still. There wasn't that many, and some people are asking stupid prices for them. So yeah, so I held off and kept looking. Then I want to say the end of February, start of March. Well, actually, no, before that, like February, start of February, my dad showed me this bike, and I was like, I don't know, it's red. Don't really want a red Honda. But yeah, I left it, and I was like, well, maybe something else will come up, and so I was like, oh, that's nice, yeah, blah blah. So I looked at it and I was like, I'll see if I can find something else. So I kind of forgot about this bike, the ad for it, and I found a bike in Cork. I think it was Cork. It was a garage, a bike garage, like, and they're looking 6 for it. It was a 08. It was really nice, but $6 grand for a fucking 10-year-old bike. So I rang them up and said I was looking for a trade-in. They said, yeah, we do trade-ins and all that shite. And then I was trying to talk to him about it, and he said, I said, could you give me a price range on my bike? I said, I can send you pictures or whatever. And he goes, no, he goes, I can't really go off by pictures. And I'm like, alright. He goes, I'd need to see the person. I'm like, I'm living in Clare, like, it's Cork from Clare is about a 4-hour drive, like, about that. And I was like, Like, that's pretty far. If I don't know even an estimate of a price, it's kind of far for me to go there and you say, oh, I'll give you 1,500 for, or a grand or something. Yeah, but actually to begin with, that bike was on done deal. I had no price, so I kind of rang up and asked, and he goes 6, and I'm like, okay, blah blah. So yeah, you know the kind of main story. So we couldn't make a deal or even negotiate a deal. He wouldn't come below 6. So there was another one in Waterford. Fellow wanted 4, I think, for it. It was custom fairings, black with kind of, say, lightning blue flames on it. It looked alright. Yeah, it looked alright, but I rang him up and asked. I looked him up. I rang him up, should I say? I rang him up and asked about it, and you know, typical questions, text, and all that stuff, and what condition it's in. And he sent me pictures of what it used to look like before he put custom fairings on. The tail, the reason he changed the fairings was because the tail of it was broken. All the fairings on the tail was broken, so he changed them. Yeah, so fucking long story short, we did make a deal on that. Well, we did, but the next day I rang him and said I don't have the money. I thought I could get a lend of money, but I wasn't able to. So yeah, so looking again, found this bike again. I didn't realise, and I said to my dad, he goes, oh yeah, that's the bike I showed you a while ago. I was like, oh yeah. So I rang the place up in Offaly, pretty sure it was Offaly. Yeah, so I rang off the place in Offaly, talked to him about it. He said he still had it. This is a Friday, just before a long weekend. So I asked him, oh no, sorry, it was a Wednesday. I was talking to him, just before a long weekend. And I said to him if to take trade-ins. He goes, yeah. So I was like, cool. So send him. I said, I'll send you pictures. He goes, yeah. So I sent him pictures. He looked at them. I rang them next day because I was near out for him. And he said, yeah, give me 2. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, so can I come up Friday? And he goes, no, we're closing early Friday. I was like, okay, so Tuesday. He goes, yeah, Tuesday will be grand. So I said, if you still have it Tuesday. He goes, oh yeah, we should, as long as we get it. I was like, oh yeah, it is. So we kind of made a deal over the phone about my bike. So then it was just going up there and having a look at it. So Tuesday, no, so Monday night, on Monday I drove up to Galway, stayed at my sister's overnight. Tuesday morning, I rang him and said, yeah, I'm in Galway, leaving now. So got there, had a look at it, but I made the fatal mistake of not test driving it. Mainly because it was kind of damp out and wet, and I did not want to crash this bike, because I had the money to pay for a trade-in, and to trade my bike in and give 2 for it. I did not have 4 grand because that's what I was looking for. So I stupidly didn't test drive it, and yeah, I didn't test drive it. So then I made a deal with him, gave him, I gave him 500. Yeah, I think I gave him 500 as a deposit on it, so he couldn't sell it. We signed paperwork and all that shite. So we signed paperwork to say that was mine and that I'd come back in about a week's time. That's what we said, say about a week for them to get it serviced. Yeah, so a week passed, he rang me back. But actually, yeah, the questions I asked him before I shook on it to take it, I asked him if it was serviced. He said yeah, right? And this is where it gets, this is what the problem is about buying used second-hand bikes. Yeah, told me it was serviced. I was like, grand, that's perfect. He said it was a new chain on it. It looked new. So I was like, that's perfect. Brand new tires on it. The tires were brand new. So that was grand. Yeah, so a week later, went back, picked it up, paid him all the money for it, drove it home. Well, actually, I only left the place. I was about a minute from the place. I looked down, and the speedo wasn't working. I was like, fuck's sake. So, because I was only a minute away, I flipped around, chatted to him, and told him what was happening. And he goes, "Oh shit, we never noticed." I was like, "Okay, you didn't notice? Okay, whatever." So he said he told me I could take my bike back and leave the bike with him for him to change it. And I was like, I could probably get someone to do it myself. So that's what I did. And he said that he'd reimburse me for however much it cost. Right, so I was thinking, lovely, a brand new sensor in the bike. Right, so I rang up Bike World in Dublin. It was 250 for it. So I asked him to send me a just to send me a receipt to show exactly how much it was, to prove to him how much it was. So I sent it to him. He emailed me back and said, "Oh, I can send you a second-hand one." I'm like, "Okay, a second-hand one will do, I suppose. Hopefully it fixed the problem." So he sent me a second-hand one, and it was the wrong year. It was for the 05 and 06. So I rang him straight away after I waited 5 days to get it. And I had my bike taken apart, like everything was off, the fairings were off, the tank was lifted up, everything was off it, just to get at the sensor. So yeah, so I rang him up, went inside, rang him up, told him it was wrong sensor, wrong connection for the sensor. He goes, "I'll send it back, we'll send you a new one." And I was like, "I'll send you it back." And I found another one from Germany, so got one from Germany. Oh wait, was it? Oh no, sorry, mistake. So yeah, he said send it back, you'll get the right one. So I sent it back. Sent me the correct one for my year, even though I said to him when he was getting it, would it fit my year? Make sure to get one for the 04. He goes, "Yeah, it'll be fine." I was like, "Okay." So yeah, I sent it back, got another one, second-hand piece, and it was the correct one. So put it in the bike, put it back together, started it up, drove it down the road, didn't work. Rang him up, told him, and he was surprised. So when I found out it wasn't working, I actually started looking myself, and I found a place in Germany that could get one €50, whatever. So I bought it, sent him the receipt, so he reimbursed me the €50, which was grand. So I think it was about a month after I had the bike, I decided I'll service it. Alright, so spark plugs, oil filter, and an air filter. Right, so got all of that. Cost me €166. So I changed the oil. Oil was black. It looked like it hadn't been changed recently because he only told me that it was serviced before I got it. Right, so I was like, okay, so maybe it was black. I said to my dad was like, maybe, like, because obviously being in the bike, it's gonna get kind of dark and it's gonna stay perfect. So I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. Right, so took out spark plugs next, and that was fun. Took spark plugs out. They were not recently changed. They were in the bike probably at least a year. One of this, the little, I don't want to say solenoid, but I don't think that's right. Pretty sure that's not fucking right. The little part that goes over where the spark connects to, so it's where the spark actually arcs to get the spark. On one of them it was completely gone. I'm pretty sure I have a picture of it, so I might throw it in here somewhere. That was the worst one out of four. The rest of them were all shitty and all, so I emailed them and told them exactly, like, and even the air filter was even worse, like. And we had my dad's old air filter that was 2 years old. It was in his bike for 2 years, and it was actually cleaner than the one that was in it. And supposedly he said it was new, right? So I emailed him, and said it to him. And he goes, "Oh, really? Blah, whatever the shit you're saying." And yeah, so I told him, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, we changed the oil in the oil filter. We had a look at the spark plugs and the air filter." And I thought to myself, why the fuck would you look at the spark plug, take spark, like, if he said they took the spark plugs out, it means they would took all four out, looked at them, and decided, oh yeah, they're fine, fuck them back to the bike. Right, so I emailed them back saying, okay, yeah, you changed the oil in the oil filter, but why check out the air filter and the spark plugs and not change them? It's more effort to do that. Right, so he goes, alright, he goes, sorry for the inconvenience, or whatever, like, basically, because he lied to me saying that before I bought it off him, and after I paid for it and bought it off him, before I left, he told me it was recently serviced, everything done. I was like, okay, perfect, so I didn't think I'd have to do that. But yeah, he said, sorry for the inconvenience, send me your bank details and I'll reimburse you for that. So I was like, that's perfect. So he sent me the €166 that it cost for the service parts. And honestly, it wasn't too bad. He was very, very nice about it because he did give me my money back. But at the end of the day, he did lie about it. Because if I serviced it myself, and I bet if I threw it to like Mescals or something, or someone else that serviced bikes, they probably wouldn't have said that to me. Like, and maybe not that he didn't know I'd service it. He did know I'd service it because he already knew I serviced the CB before I sold it to him. So yeah, and I'm still having actually problems with my speedo as well. Now and again in a video you might see it go down to 0. That's because it's still fucked. Yeah, it's still fucked. It is. The speed sensor works now and again, but the one I have in it now is probably the best one out of all of them. I have two I think, 2 or 3. Yeah, because the one I bought off Germany actually, when I got it, put it in the bike, it worked for a bit and stopped, so I emailed them and they sent me another second-hand one, and it worked actually worse than the one they sent me before. So I put the one I bought off them first in, and it seems to work fine now and again. Yeah, so that's the only problem about some buying second-hand bikes. You don't know what you're getting until you actually pay for it and you have it a few months, because that's when problems start fucking arising. It's really, really annoying. But yeah, they're the things that I found out about buying. Well, to be fair, this is my 3rd second-hand bike. First one was an ER5. Had a few problems with that. Start motor. A few other things. Clutch actually as well. That was a fucking cunt. CB surprisingly didn't have any problems. I don't think that I can remember of. Yeah. But yeah, this has kind of been a long video because it took a while to explain it. But let me know in the comments down below if your experiences of buying a second-hand bike off a garage, and if you had any trouble with the garage, because I actually didn't, surprisingly. I was very surprised that I had no trouble. The only other thing about it was he told me the chain and all was changed, that was a new chain and stuff, but it wasn't, because if is there one coming? Yeah, there is one coming. But yeah, I'll show you now in a minute. But yeah, he told me it was a new chain, but I'll pull it real quick. Alright, he told me it was a new chain, but when I went to get new tires, shit, is it bad place? When I went to get new tires, the fella to change my tires, actually, this car pass. yeah, when he took off the back wheel, before he took off the back wheel, he asked me, he goes, yeah, don't worry, my bike's gone dirty. He said to me, he goes, is it a new chain? I was like, yeah, I was told it's a new chain. He goes, are you sure? I was like, to be honest, I just took the fella at his word. And he said to me, where's the tractor coming now? But yeah, I said, yeah, he told me it was a new chain. He goes, that's not a new chain. I'm like, how did you know? And he goes, because there's, I don't know if you can see it, the gap. This is the adjusting fucking thing to pull the wheel back and forth. It adjusts to how tight the chain is, and the gap between the nut and the swing arm. If it was a new chain, it'd be further forward. So he said, there's little notches in this yoke here, the adjuster, and there's only about 2 notches left, and there's about, I think there's about, I'm not even sure how many notches there is. There's say 8 adjusters on it, 8 little notches, and shit, that's embarrassing. Oh no, are you fucking serious? No, okay, well, this is fun. Well, anyway, on my bike, yeah, so let me know in the comments down below if you've had any problems with garages, if you've bought a bike off them, or how well they've treated you and all that. But yeah, so let's see if my bike starts actually. Before I finish the video, will the bike start? Nope. Okay, this is where I'm going to end the video. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.